Good morning, dear student. Once again, today in this lecture, I will talk about the disillusionments of Darcy and Elizabeth Bennet. And this lecture is in continuation with the previous one. Elizabeth, after meeting with Wickham, is prejudiced in favor of Wickham, and charmed by her fine countenance, pleasing addresses, and his flattering attention, she starts to give more attention to Wickham rather than Darcy. Elizabeth's judgments about other characters' dispositions are accurate, but only half of the time. While she is correct about Mr. Collins and how absurdly self-serving and sycophantic he is, and about Lady Catherine de Bourgh, the aunt of Darcy, very important character. Dear students, you will remember this character. Lady Catherine de Bourgh was too much interested to get her daughter, a thin, lean and lank girl, married with Darcy, and for that reason she was pressurizing again and again Elizabeth not to fall in love with or marry Darcy. Catherine de Bourgh even threatened Elizabeth. Catherine de Bourgh's first impression of Wickham and Darcy steered her incorrectly. When Charlotte tries to show Elizabeth the agreeable side of Mr. Darcy, Elizabeth cries out in a disdainful manner, and she uttered, remember the line, "To find a man agreeable whom one is determined to hate. Do not wish me such an evil." I am again repeating the line. To find a man agreeable whom one is determined to hate. Do not wish me such an evil. It is only when she reads Darcy's letter that her eyes are opened to the true characters of both Darcy and Wickham. In fact, Darcy's letter introduces in Elizabeth the same self-criticism that Darcy too undergoes. Thus, Elizabeth realizes her folly in trusting her first impression and states how despicably have I acted. I, who have prided myself on my discernment, I who have valued myself on my abilities. So, dear students, the lines I have quoted throughout this lecture are very important and you will remember. Towards the end of the novel, a very important line is there, uttered by Elizabeth Bennet, and the line is, "How despicably have I acted, I who have prided myself on the discernment I who have valued myself on my abilities. So dear students, to talk about the title first impression, we can say at the end, or Pride and Prejudice. Both were the title, Pride and Prejudice and First Impression. First Impression was the title initially, and it was given in the year 1797. Later on, when that very novel was published in the year 1813, the title was changed and it became Pride and Prejudice. So, to sum up, I will say the title Pride and Prejudice very aptly points to the theme of the novel, Pride and Prejudice. Because if you can see that if it is given the title First Impression, the title remains appropriate for a short time, but if you give the title Pride and Prejudice, it remains appropriate throughout the novel. The two protagonists have been tangling with Pride and Prejudice throughout the novel. What are the two characters? Elizabeth and Darcy. They also struggled to put down their pride and get rid of their prejudice. However, to say that Darcy is more proud and Elizabeth is prejudiced is to tell but half of the story. The fact is that both Darcy and Elizabeth are proud and prejudiced. Both of them are proud and prejudiced. The novel makes clear the fact that Darcy's pride leads to prejudice and Elizabeth's prejudice stems from a pride in her own perception. Thank you, dear students. Enjoy reading and stay healthy.